Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development. 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 78 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047. As part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations and celebrations. Today is commemorated as International Day Against Colonialism in all its forms and manifestations on 14th December every year. In 2025, with the adoption of the resolution 80 by 106, the United Nations established 14th December as the International Day Against Colonialism in all its forms and manifestations. The observance reaffirms the purposes and principles of the UN Charter and the Declaration on the Granting of Independence to Colonial Countries and Peoples, Resolution 1514 of 15. So emphasizing the necessity of bringing to a speedy and unconditional end colonialism in all its forms and manifestations. The International Day supports the UN determination to implement the Declaration of the Granting of Independence to Colonial Countries and Peoples and related decisions, and to promote decolonization as one of its main mandates. As part of the inaugural celebration of the day, the United Nations is hosting on 18th December a one-day high-level plenary meeting of the General Assembly to commemorate the 65th anniversary of the Declaration of the Granting of Independence to Colonial Countries and Peoples, with the participation of member states and observers, as well as one of the President of the General Assembly, the President of the Economic and Social Council, and the Secretary General. So the meeting is to advance global dialogue on the full implementation of UN resolution on decolonization. More than 60 years after the adoption of the resolution 1514 of 5, colonialism in its various forms continues to exist, undermining the principles of UN Charter with an impact on social, cultural, and economic development. The eradication of colonialism remains a key priority for the United Nations, particularly under the fourth international decade for the eradication of colonialism from 2021 to 2030. So everyone can play a role in advancing the eradication of colonialism. Individuals and organizations can participate in the UN observance and educational events, engage the grassroots and community-led movements, explore UN resources and contribute to discussion and decolonization. So visit the UN and decolonization to learn more about the ongoing efforts and explore, do research on this day. When the United Nations was founded in 1945, some 750 million people, nearly a third of the world's population, lived in territories that were dependent on colonial powers. Today, fewer than 2 million people live under colonial rule in the 17 remaining non-self-governing territories. The wave of decolonization, which changed the face of the planet, was born with the UN and represents the world body's first great success. In the UN Charter, a non-self-governing territory is defined as a territory whose people have not yet attained a full measure of self-government. In 1946, several UN members and states identified a number of territories under their administration that were not self-governing and placed them on a UN list. As a result of decolonization process over the years, most of the territories were removed from the list. Today is also commemorated as Christmas Bird Count Week on January 14th to January 5th, 2025. Every year in US, this week-long celebration is an international census of birds undertaken by bird watchers in the Western Hemisphere. North American in the US and Canada participate actively in the counting, with most contributions coming from these countries. Nevertheless, bird watchers from other 17 countries participate in the Christmas bird count. The number of observers increases every year. The count is conducted by National Audubon Society, an environmental organization devoted to the conservation of birds. The Christmas Bird Count Week is celebrated from December 14th to January 5th. This celebration is a citizen science survey where volunteer bird watchers in the Northern Hemisphere winter perform a census of the birds in the Western Hemisphere. The Christmas Bird Count Week evolved out of an old hunting tradition in North America. Many North Americans were involved in side hunts over the Christmas period, where they would actively hunt as many birds as they could and kill and destroy the biodiversity. This hunting was competitive, which meant that many birds were hunted and killed in the name of Christmas hunts, and animal cruelty prevailed like anything. Birds of all kinds got killed needlessly during this hunt as hunters boosted their numbers, making animal killing a spree. So Frank Chapman, an ornithologist, the founder of BirdLove, suggested a change in the tradition. He recommended that instead of hunting birds down and killing them, the Christmas tradition could involve counting them, and the first group of observers were very few, about 27 people, counted birds that winter. However, they identified about 18,100 birds across 90 different species. The success of the first observers led to a group of bird watchers increasing every passing year, and all the data collected through Christmas Bird Count Week is used for sciences, especially conservation biology. Participation is open to all volunteers, so people do not have to be specifically skilled to count birds during the Christmas Bird Count Week. Every person is assigned to a count circle of about 15 miles in diameter, and everyone works in teams of 10 to count the birds in the circle. So the best way is to celebrate the CBC is to participate in it and sign up for the year's count with the Audubon Society and get involved, or even your local clubs might be organizing similar bird counts around the year. in different seasons. So you may also volunteer for the same. Even if you don't want to contribute data or count birds, you can still take up bird watching and learn to appreciate the wonder of birds. And this CBC, buy some binoculars and watch the birds around you. The CBC started as an effort to get people to appreciate wildlife instead of hunting them indiscriminately and killing them, get hunters into counting birds instead of killing. Bird watching, also birding, is among the fastest growing outdoor activities in the US. Bird watching club cuts the urge humans have to hunt and avoid casualties. It satisfies our instincts to hunt and promote counting. It developed around the 20th century. Bird watching started recently with bird studies and invention of optical aids like binoculars. This activity first became popular in Great Britain, followed by the US. Photographs and bird census. Inexperienced bird watchers have aided ornithologist studies. So we love the idea of the layperson contributing to science by collecting data. We want to support science and the study of the birds. The idea of stepping out in the winter and looking for the birds hidden away in the branches is adventurous. We think it's a reason to get outdoors in the cold. A growing number of people partake in the Christmas bird count week every year. We want to join the community and talk about birds with more people. Today is also commemorated as Monkey Day in US on December 14th. Every year, we may look just a little bit different from our primate pals, but we shouldn't forget that we share a common ancestor with them in chimpanzees. So warm up those vocal cords and get ready to unleash your wildest calls and cries in observance of this day. It celebrates not just monkeys, but everything similar and similar. It's a difficult task to pinpoint the exact moment the monkeys first emerged as a unique species within the animal kingdom, but it is believed that their appearance took place approximately 60 million years ago. The vast amount of time would pass month by year by millennia, both creeping and speeding along without the existence of a National Monkey Day. At last, though, thanks to pioneering college students that would change in the year 2000. So Casey Soro and Eric Milliken, both studying art at Michigan State University, are responsible for the creation of the simian-centric celebration day. Soro fittingly would admit to the Detroit Metro Times that he experienced a form of a malaise around the season and felt compelled to find a way to combat these December blues. After jokingly jotting down Monkey Day in a friend's calendar, Soro took the idea and ran with it. When December 14th rolled out, he and his art school friends dressed up as monkeys and ran among putting on their best monkey impressions. They would go on to incorporate ideas related to their newly formed day into their artwork and homemade comics. Publishing these pieces online allowed for notion of a monkey day to spread, and now decades the day is observed throughout the world in countries including Germany, India, and Thailand, and many. So what started out as a bit of fun has evolved into a full-blown operation. Monkey Day serves as an important anniversary each year for raising awareness of modern threats to monkeys with with entities such as National Geographic, the Smithsonian Institution, and the Greenpeace promoting the day. Soro and Milliken have been instrumental in utilizing monkey-themed art as vehicles to serve this end as well. So their work has brought an entirely new understanding to the term monkey business. So the first Monkey Day may have been just a few colleges, kids getting together to monkey around. but the day gained popularity because of the art produced by Sorrow and Miliki. So carry on this tradition by painting or drawing some monkey art of your own. Bananas are the first food that come to mind when we think of monkeys, and cooking up some banana muffins wouldn't be out of place of this day. Or you could bake monkey-shaped cookies, or if you want to get even further, form a monkey's natural diet, scoop up some chunky monkey, Ben and Jerry's ice cream, and so on. So the number of monkey species are around 200. The number of monkeys remaining from the Catba langur species is 50. The percentage increase in a monkey's insulation after a grooming session is 50%. The number of Barbary macaques that inhabit Gibraltar is around 200. The percentage decline in the population of Barbary macaques over the past 24 years is more than 50%. The length of a pygmy monkey is around 5 inches, which is the smallest monkey recorded in the world. The weight of the pygmy monkey in adulthood is 4 ounces, and the weight of a female mandrill is around 25 pounds. So help collect funds to support ethical animal research, primate awareness programs, or preserves for aging monkeys. It's fun to watch animals we love so much, and many zoos around the country will have special programs and initiatives that focus specifically on monkeys during the week of December 14th. From Curious George to Aladdin Sabu, entertainment featuring primates can be fun for the whole family. So find an ape-appropriate film and get watching. One defining difference between monkeys and other primates is the tail. Monkeys are primates found primarily in tropical rainforests. Among these species of monkeys that are endangered are the cotton-headed tamarin, the Ugadarian white-fronted capuchin, and pied tamarin. For monkeys, picking dirt and bugs off their fellow monkeys is a form of affection, the monkey love. Pygmy marmosets are the world's smallest monkeys. So feel free to interpret Monkey Day in a less literal way and use it an opportunity to cut loose, goof off, mess around, keep it fun. Everyone needs a good excuse to get silly sometimes. Though not everyone may know it, half of the 262 species of monkey in the world are threatened with extinction. Monkey Day plays an important role in educating people about the present dangers these animals face. Not only are they playful, intelligent, and friendly, but monkeys are also some of the cutest animals around. It is also commemorated as Halcyon Days in US on December 14th, which will technically fall in December around the time of winter solstice each year. Their stories goes back to ancient Greece of love gods and goddesses, tragedy on the seas, and birds with magical powers. And they are kind of unique as days go. They refer to the period of happiness and calm, especially in the past. Weather-wise, they are a time of calm during winter when storms do not occur, although not a holiday per se. They are still wonderful because they define nostalgia and warmth. Just the premise behind it makes us love December even more. We are already swimming in the memories of those long summers or that eventful Thanksgiving. Remember incredible faces when everything seemed to click. Love, work, and family, though different season or reasons, Halcyon Days reminded us of days when we are utterly content. Today is also commemorated as Roast Chestnuts Day in US to honor humble chestnut on December 14th, as it's a season to be jolly roast Chestnuts Day comes as a perfect time for holiday season. Roasted chestnuts often fill the air with the earthy scent as they are cooked by street vendors during December. Not only this, but the delicious snack keeps the cold away for those in the northern hemisphere. While the day is a relatively new celebration, the tradition of roasting chestnuts have been around for a long time. When they are roasted, the natural sweetness of the nut is revealed, delighting our taste buds. Chestnuts have a soily, mildy taste, although they can be eaten hot off the coals. They are better eaten with herbs in stuffing or other dishes. Soon after roasting, the nuts can become so hard that they could break a tooth if bitten down on too forcefully. However, it is still possible to chop them. Some larger grocery stores and most Italian markets leave the chestnuts in their shells and others sell unshelled chestnuts in a can, which are much softer. Roasting them became a popular treat and heard in one of the Nat King's old songs in which he warmly crooned chestnuts roasting and on an open fire. Today is also commemorated as National Energy Conservation Day in India on December 14th every year. The day is organized by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, in short known as BEE, which operates under Ministry of Power, aiming to present India's stellar achievements in cost-efficient energy production and resource conservation. Further plans for the future are also discussed on this day, targeting holistic development as the main goals towards mitigation of climate change. Include yourself in more informative ways to spread awareness on the climate change and conserving energy by following environmentalists and their work. National Energy Conservation Day aims to generate awareness among the masses in India about the importance of saving energy. People are also kept in the loop on new courses of action and plans that are being formulated. Information is given on minimizing waste and how the public can do their part in conserving resources. Essentially, the main objective of the day is to reduce the use of energy and to encourage people to use it efficiently. Formed under the Union Ministry of Power, the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, BEE has been leading the celebrations of national energy conversation and National Energy Conservation Day annually on December 14th since 1991. So, a constitutional body that falls under the Government of India, the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, assists in the development and implementation of strategies and policies to reduce excessive consumption of energy. The committee is also executed the Energy Conservation Act in 2001. As part of its awareness campaign, awards are distributed annually on this day in 56 subsectors of the country to recognize achievements in energy efficiency. The National Energy Conservation Awards program commends the efforts of the industry, institutions, and establishments ranging from power plants to hotels to shopping malls. Prizes are also awarded by the BE to winners of the National Painting Competition centered on the theme of energy conservation. India's development sectors are flourishing, which leads to an increase in the demand of energy. It is expected that India's resource requirements will double by the year 2030. The BE strategizes and develops policies that will help decrease this demand by advocating the adoption of efficient measures for energy use. Conserving energy undoubtedly leads to a better quality of life, reduced carbon emissions, cleaner air, a healthier planet, and saving the limited resources that we have. Anything from unplugging appliances when not in use, switching off extra lights in a room, taking public transport instead of driving are few of the many examples of energy conservation. National Energy Conservation Day showcases India's exemplary milestones in energy saving, all the while planning holistic development strategies for the future. So replace your light bulbs, even though energy efficient bulbs are pricier, their energy and efficiency long term use makes them less costly in the long run. Educate a child about it. Children are our future. And what better way to improve their future than taking them to the about talking them talking to them about good practices on saving energy. Don't forget the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. Volunteer in your community. National Energy Conservation Day is hyped up in India. Participate in the campaigning and advocacy for resource conservation. The fast fashion industry has led to an estimated production figure of 148 million tons by 2030, which is problematic. A move that is sustainable for the economy and the environment. Some home based brands are exclusively working with women for rural areas on creating sustainable collections. According to the UN Environment, the fashion industry alone is responsible for approximately 8% of carbon emissions. Fortunately, millennials are all for shopping sustainably and have been driving force behind this movement towards eco-friendly fashion consumerism. Textile processing uses around 2,000 chemicals, out of which only 16 are allowed by the Environmental Protection Agencies. So, National Energy Conservation Day advocates the importance of saving energy for everyone, be it a child or the elderly. So India is a huge country with a population of over 1.3 billion people. Accommodating such large portion of the planet's population means that they are also carrying a large amount of responsibility for climate change. Even turning off the tap water once while brushing your teeth is helpful. Good practice encouraged through conferences, discussions, workshops truly make a difference. Today is also commemorated as More Good Today Day in US, celebrated on December 14th every year. This day aims to encourage more people to practice kindness and generosity. It reminds people to take time to think about the people around them and help in any way they can. This reminds people to focus on the positive things in the world. The holiday is a perfect opportunity to make a difference in someone's life. A small act of kindness can go a long way in making people's lives happier. So, this day aims to help society by encouraging kindness and generosity. Doing good can refer to any gestures of kindness. It can be holding a door for someone, getting someone a cup of coffee, or just sharing a smile and being polite. Doing good can be a small act or a grand gesture. So either way, those actions have been positive impact on society. Certain rules of conduct govern correct behavior among members of a particular social group. Every culture tends to write its version of the rules of behavior. These can be laws or traditions. Good manners have been in demand for many years around the world. Codes of dress, behavior, and etiquette usually distinguish social classes in a community. Good manners can be the codes of conduct that helps to preserve friendships and other relationships with people. The unspoken rules help to create a sense of peace and security. A person's social skills, good manners, and etiquette. Certain rules of conduct govern correct behavior among members of a particular social group. Every culture tends to write its versions of rules of behavior. These can be laws of traditions. Good manners have been in demand for many years around the world. Codes of dress, behavior, and etiquette usually distinguish social classes in a community. Good manners can be the codes of conduct that helps to preserve friendships and other relationships with people. The unspoken rules. Adopting etiquette was a self conscious process. During the age of enlightenment in the 18th century, people made an effort to acquire the conventions of politeness. They also adopted normative behaviors that symbolically identified the person as a cultured upper class member. So take some time today to do something you consider good and be kind to people around you. It could make a big difference to a person or society. So being punctual in meetings with people is a way of respecting their time and being polite. Communication is important. It is kind to make an effort to communicate clearly with others so that there are no misunderstandings. Consideration is good. It is very polite to consider how your actions affect others when making decisions. Kindness is strength. It takes a lot of strength to be able to look out for others in community. Greed is aged. It takes a lot of strength to be able to look out for others in the community, as kindness is strength. Greed is not good. Being greedy can be detrimental to the person and people around them. It helps society. Society benefits a lot from the efforts of particular day like this. This teaches people to be kind, polite, and do good to others. So people bond based on their similar values. This day brings generous people. The primary outcome of this day is a feeling of happiness for the givers and receivers. We love anything that brings happiness to people's lives. Today is also commemorated as Matrade Intellectuals Day in Bangladesh. which is observed on 14 December. The day honors over 1,000 intellectuals killed by the Pakistan forces during the Bangladesh Liberation War in 1971. Just when the victory was on horizon, Pakistan abducted and brutally killed some of the best minds in Bangladesh, formerly known as East Pakistan. The aim was to annihilate the entire intellect class of Bangladesh. Madrid Intellectuals Day ensured that they would never forget their. The story behind one of these darkest days in Bangladesh history began soon after the India's independence from Britain in 1947. The British left behind a broken nation both literally and figuratively. It was a time of great sorrow as the subcontinent split into two nations, India and Pakistan. The reasons for the division were purely religious. All Muslim majority regions became Pakistan. And as the India started building the foundation for a secular republic, Pakistan faced an impossible dilemma over 1,000 miles across the East Pakistan, present day Bangladesh, dominated by Bengalis. East Pakistan was culturally, socially, and linguistically distinct in every conceivable way, and being Muslim seemed their only common thread, and albeit extremely thin. Tensions rose between these two territories as West Pakistan sought absolute control and West Pakistan refused to accept Bengali as the state language. It was the beginning of the sustained insults and slights towards Bengalis and their culture. The economic disparity between the two regions also become difficult to ignore. This came to this came to a head in March 1971 during elections in East Pakistan. Sensing defeat, the West Pakistan forces dealt a final crippling blow to East Pakistan on December 14, 1971. The army abducted scores of East Pakistan intellectuals from their homes. They tortured and killed over 1,000 people, namely teachers, doctors, engineers, journalists, lawyers, and scientists. Today is also commemorated as National Alabama Day in US on December 14th each year. There was so much to love about this day. It's a homage to Alabama, a state steeped in fascinating history that has significantly influenced course of American history and politics. Alabama, with its beautiful people, landscape, food, and culture, fought hand to join the urban union. Today is also commemorated as Free Shipping Day on December 14th in US. You can shop till you drop by getting everything online. Plus, there are no sky high shipping rates. Pay only for what you actually buy and let someone else handling the extra cost. The date of this day changes each year, so be on lookup in mid-December. Day is also commemorated as Worldwide Candle Lighting Day, celebrated second Sunday of every December, although the day is recognized during the festive season. Worldwide candle lighting has nothing to do with the traditions, religious, and cultural Christmas celebrations. World Candle Lighting Day is a virtual 24-hour global candle lighting ceremony symbolizing compassion and support for each other by families grieving the loss of a child, believed to be the world's largest candle lighting ceremony. The day unites those who remember the children who have passed on. Instead of candles, and because burning of candles leave lot of toxicity in the air and climate, so it's better to use now alternative methods of lights to switch on and switch off as a gratitude. So you can shift to mobile torches or some similar gadgets where there is no pollution involved and emission of toxic and greenhouse gases into the environment. So when a child departs this life early, the grief can be over on a level unequaled by any other human tragedy. This is no magic formula to mend the broken heart, fill the void in process of devastating sadness in the wake of child's death, regardless of the child's age and whether the death was sudden or expected. The journey through grief that parents, grandparents, and siblings must endure when a child's life is taken away, it is very difficult to travel. Those who embark on the journey often feel alone and isolated. So, with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in today's commemorations and celebrations. We request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form that has been raised in the form of votes before leaving the platform. So, see you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link for different commemorations and celebrations. And tomorrow we'll be having a webinar organized on the same platform at 11:30 a.m. in the morning. So you all can register and join. That will be on careers and clinical psychology from education to employment. That will be a very good session. So we request everyone to join and a happy learning. So see you all tomorrow at the same time. Take care. Good night.